How do you describe a wine's body? Well, what do I mean by body? Is it light, medium, or full body? Many people have difficulty putting what they taste into words, so if you're one of those people, don't feel bad. It happens to most people. Even I, having been in the business for 35 years, still have trouble sometimes. This is Kurt Sasek, president of Wine Taster's Choice, and today I'm going to give you some basic tips to help you understand how to describe a wine's body. Again, body meaning, is it light, medium, or full body? That's our focus for today. So why is it important to describe wines correctly? Well, please understand that in the wine world, there's a vernacular that's accepted for certain descriptions of wine, and you want to make sure you're communicating in the same language so you can either A, get what you want when you're shopping for wine, but most importantly, if you work in the wine business and you sell wine, whether it be working in a store, a restaurant, a bar, or if you're a brand ambassador, then you most certainly want to be certain you're communicating in the right manner. The best example I can use to help you understand a wine's body and how it feels on your palate is by using different types of milk as an example. I am not using milk as an example because there's similarities in taste between wine and milk. I'm talking about how it feels on the palate. How does skim milk feel on the palate compared to heavy cream? How does a Pinot Grigio feel on the palate compared to a heavy, rich, creamy, buttery, oaky style Chardonnay? See where I'm going with this? So here's how I would break down different wines with dairy products, or how I would relate them. And this is what you can use when you're trying to describe a wine's body to somebody you're trying to sell wine to. Skim milk and how it feels on the palate, how it's very light, that to me would be any light wine. A light Pinot Noir, a Beaujolais, Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc. Again, we're focusing on how it feels on the palate. That's the relation we're drawing between the wine and the dairy product, or the milk. Medium-bodied wines, such as Malbecs, some red blends, some Zinfandels, because some Zinfandels can be heavy, some Merlots, maybe some Barberas, some Chardonnays are medium-bodied. I would classify those along with regular milk. Heavy wines. This would be, I would say, heavy cream, maybe a little bit lighter, depending. Heavy wines. What are heavy wines? Cabernets, some Zinfandels, some bolder red blends, Bordeaux-style blends, the heavy, creamy, rich, buttery, oaky Chardonnays. And then, of course, don't forget dessert wines. Dessert wines in particular have a higher residual sugar, and they feel on the palate as though they have a thicker viscosity because of all that additional sugar. Just like heavy cream, for example, feels thicker, well, it is thicker, feels thicker on the palate and has a thicker viscosity. So again, skim milk is lighter wines. Regular milk would be medium-bodied wines. And then heavy cream, or maybe a little bit lighter than heavy cream, would be your full-bodied wines. And the relation is how they feel on the palate. I hope that helps. There are several factors in wine that can affect how you perceive a wine's body, whether it be the tannin level, the alcohol percentage, the residual sugars, and so on and so forth. Alcohol content. Wines with a higher alcohol percentage, 13.5% or more, are going to feel fuller body. Tannin. Wines that are more tannic are also going to feel fuller body. On that note, it's not uncommon to find wines with a higher alcohol percentage that also have higher tannin. So typically you'll find those two together in fuller bodied wines. Sweet wines are going to feel fuller bodied because of the perceived thicker viscosity because of the higher amount of residual sugar. When a wine is buttery, oaky, and creamy, like some of the Chardonnays from California, it's going to be a heavier wine as well. Let me speak on Chardonnay briefly, because Chardonnay can fall under the light or medium or full body. Unoaked Chardonnays from cooler climate parts of the world are going to be lighter. But any white wine that's buttery and oaky is typically going to be fuller bodied, okay? So just remember that. Buttery and oaky is going to be heavier. Unoaked and from a colder climate is going to be lighter. Visuals. How does a wine look? The paler a wine is, whether it be white or red wine, means it's going to be lighter. The more concentrated the color is in the wine, the more rich or heavier it tends to be. Don't forget climate. The warmer wine-producing climates around the world typically produce wines that are more fruit-forward and fuller-bodied, as opposed to the cooler climate regions. For example, let's take Pinot Noir. If you compare a Pinot Noir from a warm climate like California versus a Pinot Noir from a cool climate like Burgundy, France, the Pinot Noir from California is going to be fuller-bodied and have more fruit and be a bit more bold and richer than the Pinot Noir from Burgundy. Burgundy is a cool climate region, so the Pinot Noir is going to be a bit lighter, a bit more delicate compared to, and less fruit compared to the Pinot Noir from California. Thank you for watching. Please check out the other videos on this channel regarding the basics of wine and so forth. And please like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you and all the best.